and welcome. Today's topic is logical connectives conjunction. We have got two questions here. The first one, what are logical connectives? Second one is, what is conjunction? Okay, how can we answer to this question? To the first question, what are logical connectives? Here is the definition. Logical connectives, also called logical operators, are symbols of words used to connect statements or propositions in logic, allowing us to form complex expressions and reason about their truth values. They help us build compound statements from simpler ones. For example, we can take two simple statements. The first simple statement is logic is interesting. The second simple statement, logic is complex. And we can combine these two simple statements and design our compound statement. Logic is interesting and complex. Here we have used logical connective. Uh, our logical connective in this example is and, but and is not only logical connective which we can use in the propositional logic. You can see all the logical connectives here, and, of, not, if, then, if, and only if. Here are the main logical connectives. And means it is conjunction, of it is disjunction, not refers to the negation, if then it is conditional statement, if and only if it is biconditional statement. And our second question, what is conjunction? How can we define this logical connective? Here is our definition. For propositions P and Q, the conjunction is a proposition which we'll write as P and Q. Note, in some other logic texts, we can see a conjunction written with a wedge. You can see a symbol here. Both of these symbols can refer to conjunction. P and Q are the conjuncts of the conjunction P and Q. Okay, you can see this word here. And which statements are conjunctions? Our examples in this context. And you can see two examples here. The first example, logic is interesting. It's our P statement. Logic is complex. It is our Q statement. P and Q, our conjunction will be logic is interesting and complex. And our second example, here we have changed our P and Q. In the second example, P means I learned logic. Q, I never regretted learning logic. And if we use this conjunction, we can say that I learned logic and I never regretted learning logic. But in a natural way, we can replace learning logic, this word combination, with the pronoun it. And you can see in the last statement, I learned logic and I never regretted it. Here it refers to the learning logic, the word combination of learning logic. And which statements are not conjunctions? For example, here you can see our first example is not a straightforward conjunction. Edward and Isabel are lovers. Okay? If by the statement you mean that Edward and Isabella love each other, then this is not the conjunction of Edward is lover and Isabella is lover. But if we use logicians in our statement, you can see that our example can be used as conjunction. That is, Edward and Isabella are logicians is conjunction, because we can write P statement, Edward is logician, Q statement, Isabella is a logician. P and Q, our conjunction will be Edward and Isabella are logicians. And which statements are not conjunction? And our additional example here, I went out and had dinner. This is also not a straightforward conjunction, despite of the fact that we have used and here. It is not conjunction of I went out and I had dinner if it says that I had dinner after I went out, or better, while I was out. And another example, which statements are not conjunctions? One false move and I shoot. This is not conjunction. It expresses the claim that if you make one false move, I should. This is a conditional statement, not a conjunction. And what is conditional statement? We'll answer to this question in our next video. Okay, thank you for watching. That's all what I wanted to discuss today.